second grade mathematicians, welcome back to Math Time. I am about to tell you a story that I have told the children that I've taught over all of the years, every year. This story will help you understand a really big skill of second grade. But you have to know the characters in my story to understand how it connects to math and how it can help you. Well, my story starts off in a far, far away land, very far away. And in this far, far, far away land, there are two creatures. Do you see my two creatures? In their land, they do nothing but one thing. They don't eat. They don't sleep. They don't ride bikes. They don't watch movies. They don't go to playgrounds. They do one thing. All they do is count. That's right. All they do is count. All the time. That's all they do. Day and night, count. Well, these two creatures have names. I'd like to introduce to you first Shorty. Shorty takes up one space in this land. And the other creature in this land is Tall Slim Jim. Tall Slim Jim takes up two spaces, always two spaces, in his land. Well, I need to tell you a little bit more about Shorty. We will always talk about Shorty first. That's a rule in this land. We always talk about Shorty first. Shorty, sadly, of the two, is not the smartest. He's not very smart compared to Tall Slim Jim. He can only count by ones, you guys, just by ones. And he is hundreds and hundreds of years old, but can only count by ones. And the story gets sadder. He can only count by ones, but he can only count from 1 to 12. That's it. From 1 to 12. It gets even sadder. He has to see the number to be able to say it. And I mean see it. It has to be smushed up right in the center of his face for him to be able to say it. I told you it was sad, huh? So he has to see it to say it. And guess what else? He talks really, really slow and really, really loud. And when he says his numbers 1 through 12, our dear creature Shorty, it takes him an entire hour to say one number. An entire hour. So it takes him 24 hours to count to 12 two times. I'm serious. He can only count to 12 two times in 24 hours. And the last thing we're going to learn about Shorty right now is that his nickname is the hour hand because it takes him an entire hour to say a number. Well, as I said, on the other side of the land, separated by these two black dots, which are called a colon, On the other side of the land is Tall Slim Jim. Tall Slim Jim is definitely the smarter of the two. He's the smart one. He can not only count by ones, but he can also count by fives, and he loves to count by fives. He can count by ones and fives all the way to 60. So that's a lot higher than 12, huh? But when he gets to 60, he doesn't say 60. He says o'clock. So he would do it like this. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, o'clock. And he talks faster and quieter than Shorty. Faster and quieter. So, when they're both counting, we hear Shorty first because he's so loud. Tall Slim Jim, it takes him a minute to say each of his numbers. A minute. Not an hour like Shorty. A minute. A minute is still a long time to say one number, but at least it's a lot faster than an hour, right? It takes him 60 minutes to count to 60. And his nickname is the Minute Hand. So now that we know all about Shorty and Tall Slim Jim, guess what's really cool? We can check in on Tall Slim Jim and Shorty anytime we want to, because the bell was ringing as a drum roll. Drum roll! They live in the land of time. How exciting. Okay, so this was our introduction to the land of time. We will come back together in our next math lesson with our clocks from our manipulatives kit, and we will review Shorty and Tall Slim Jim. We will talk about how to find them and what they're saying in their land, and how when we read it and how we write it onto our board. A hint for that is because Shorty is so loud, we always hear him, see him, and write him first. Okay, but we will talk more about that next time. What I'd like you to do today is I would like you to try and retell the story of the land of time with Shorty and Tall Slim Jim to someone else. What can you remember about the story? And don't tell them that the land of time can be seen on a clock. See if they could figure that out first. Okay? Wait till the very end to reveal that we can check in on them anytime we want to. So again, your job is to retell the story of Shorty and Tall Slim Jim in the land of time to someone else that hasn't seen it. If you need to re-watch the story to help you retell it to someone else, that's completely a great choice. I love it. It might help you. You might be able to remember some more details about each of the creatures in our story. Okay. I will see you next time in second grade math. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye, mathematicians.